I've mentioned Greenland, the country, being an issue before, and there's something just not right about it. And I came across an article this week. The Greenland Theory, Apocalypse Now 2014, which explores the unrecognised but mighty conspiracy which has been hidden from humanity for ages, unfortunately to the detriment of all life forms which have inhabited planet Earth. It goes on to say, briefly, the Roman Empire, commonly referred to as Ancient Rome, evidently faked its own death 715 years ago and now exerts command and control over all 209 nations of the world through its primary proxy state of Switzerland, which is the home of CIA, not Langley. Now which was coincidentally formed 1300 years ago, which is approximately 715 years ago. Historians are now saying there was at one stage roughly 1300 years were added to the modern Gregorian calendar. Now, in a previous theory I mentioned last year, something went amiss between 700 and 1000 years. There's little to no history. These people are now suggesting they added 1300 years onto the Gregorian calendar, taking the world to the date of when this was written, 2015. Now, the Roman New Year is not January the 1st, it's April the 1st, April Fool's Day. Now, the 1300 years, according to this theory, which were added to the calendar, are commonly referred to as the Dark Ages, because they never saw the light of day. Now, the capital of the Roman Empire was the city of Babylon, modern-day Rome, Italy. I know it was later publicly moved to Constantinople, which is modern-day Istanbul, and was renamed Jerusalem. The true capital was secretly moved to the city of Thule, which was founded on the island of Greenland. So this backs up what I'd said in the previous show, the issue of Thule and Greenland. And the alleged fall of the Roman Empire and the notion that Greenland is mostly covered in ice and snow are both colossal hoaxes perpetrated onto the world in order for Rome to collectively deceive and survive her enemies of the day, i.e. the Persian Empire, the Yuan dynasty, the Ming dynasty, and for the Roman Empire to thrive unchecked and unabated. And it goes on to say this is why today the countries of China and Iran have the harshest and strictest form of totalitarian fascist rule, for Rome cannot afford to have the respective histories of these formerly great empires brought into light. So they make these countries appear to be, these are nasty and these are satanic and these are this, all bad, 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 communists, bad, bad, bad. And it's all about controlling the history. Of course, the same happened with Russia, which we covered in those shows recently, From Russia with Love, all about erasing the history. Now, the Romanization of the Chinese was not restricted to only its language, which now features English-like characters. It came after years and years of Roman aggression, to which the Chinese responded by building what is known as the Great Wall of China. And the collective histories depicted in the Bible and the cultures commonly referred to as ancient Egypt, ancient Samaria, ancient Greece, ancient Babylon, ancient Rome, and the Vikings are the comprehensive historical evolution of the same line or lineage of man, which originated from Minos of Crete in Greece. Now, collectively, these respective histories have purposely been altered, fabricated and twisted in order to hide a millennium of fascist Roman rule over the Mediterranean, Europe and now the entire world. And the idiom, when in Rome do as the Romans do, is literally and figuratively true, as evidence of Rome's domination and rule over the world is readily evident in the architecture, calendar, currency, flags, names, numerology, university and symbols which currently represent almost every single entity on earth. As they say, after all, Rome wasn't built in a day, meaning that the secret it takes a long time to do an important job could not be more true, as the world is ruined and ruled by modern day Rome. But to me, I support, I don't think everything was to do with Rome, but I posted this for this show because it backs up fuel people is Greenland. And I've said it many, many times in these shows, it doesn't make sense when you see how far south Greenland is for it to be iced over the whole year round. Either it's all fake, the ice, or somebody has deliberately iced it over, a bit like Antarctica. Some would argue they can't do that. It's a vast land. Look at all the deserts, the dunes of the past. Those areas where there are deserts now were not there originally. This planet did not have deserts. They were all created by advanced weaponry of the past. So if they can completely wipe out lush tropical land and turn it into desert, it's not beyond the possibilities or comprehension that they can turn a whole land into ice with tunnels underneath. Why won't they let people fly over the poles? Maybe it's not all ice. Maybe, as General Byrd stated, was parts of it was lush tropical green grass around the poles. Oh my. I think as time moves on, we're going to start hearing a lot more about Greenland, because it's like, it's such a vast country. But even if the northern part of it could be considered iced over all year round, the southern part is level with halfway down Canada, and yet Canada's not under ice all year round, is it? The only parts that are melted is next to the ocean water, some of which, because of the Gulf Stream, carries the warmer water from the Gulf. So particularly in the south of Greenland, there is some habitation there, but the north west has ET bases, and that I do know.